From the team behind the award-winning series The Outer Limits comes one of the most popular sci-fi series ever to hit television, Stargate SG-1.
All right, listen up. We're a little pressed for time here, so this is going to have to serve as your mission briefing. This is search and rescue.
Inspired by the blockbuster motion picture, executive producers Brad Wright and Jonathan Glasner were determined to turn Stargate into a hit television show.
We both knew that MGM had Stargate in their library, and neither of us, without talking to each other, neither of us talked to each other about this. We each went to the president of MGM and said, you know, you have this thing called Stargate that would make a great TV series, and it couldn't have worked out better. We wrote the 2 hour together, and neither of us usually write with a partner, but it worked out very well.
Once Richard Dean Anderson signed on to play Colonel Jack O'Neill, the producers needed to cast a strong ensemble of actors to ensure the series' success.
We narrowed it down from looking at probably a couple thousand people on tape down to probably 25 people, all of whom we flew to Los Angeles and did screen tests with and came up with what I think is a great cast.
Glad you made it, SG-1.
Where's the fanfare, General?
We did kind of save the planet, sir.
Again?
To launch the series, Brad and Jonathan co-wrote a spectacular 2 hour episode that takes off where the film ended.
Daniel Jackson is alive and living with the people on Abydos.
You violated direct orders. Why?
Because the people of Abydos are no threat to us. They deserve to be left alone.
That's not up to you.
We go back to Abydos to find Daniel Jackson because the gate on Earth has opened and has sparked a whole new desire to activate the program.
Jack, I think that this is a map of a vast network of Stargates that are all over the galaxy.
We find out, in fact, that the gate goes many other places. There's a cartouche on Abydos that explains this and suggests that the gate goes all over the galaxy. And that's really the opportunity of the series. We don't just go one place, we go all over the galaxy. Go through the gate, dial a location, and explore a whole new world.
What makes Stargate SG-1 different than any other sci-fi drama on television? Brad Wright offers his view.
The idea of going from world to world is a science fiction idea that goes back as long as science fiction goes back. We're not flying in futuristic rocket ships to get there, so it's the human beings of our century that are taking these adventures and going to these worlds. Changes everything.
Like many great science fiction dramas, there is a constant battle between good and evil. But on Stargate, there's one force that continues to be an imposing threat.
The biggest threat in our universe are the race that Ra was a member. They're called the Goa'ulds. And they have taken ancient Earth cultures and scattered them all across the galaxy.
You may be the one.
And then we came up with the idea of a Jaffa, which is a human who has been basically created in order to carry the larval form of the Goa'uld in their most vulnerable state.
I am a Jaffa, bred to serve that they may live.
What the hell is that?
It is an infant Goa'uld, the larval form of the gods.
Not merely content to produce a shoot-'em-up action series, the producers of Stargate go to great lengths to write thought-provoking stories that comment on the human condition.
We're about to turn the tide of a world war that we know nothing about against an enemy that we know nothing about. Is that the right way to get their technology? Yes, but is it the right thing to do?
It's a way to study ourselves, to look at our society and some of the mistakes we make.
I will not recommend trade with a culture that enslaves its own people. I don't care what kind of technology you have to offer.
How many worlds are waiting to be explored? How many gates will the SG-1 team discover? Only time will tell.
Probably millions. Who knows? Certainly in the thousands. At least 10 seasons worth.